back to the channel. Appreciate you guys coming through, checking out the video today. Gonna be like a little vlog style video. I'm down here in the fish room just doing a couple things. I actually just turned all the lights on so you can see that all the fish is pretty excited right now because they finna get fed, and we'll do that on camera as well today. But I'm down here doing a couple things, checking on the fish, just doing like my normal check-ins, making sure everybody good. But what I want to work on today is I want to work on this tank right here. And this is my breeding project of these albino German peacocks. You can see that male, he just started off. But these guys have been breeding like crazy. And currently I got a few females holding. You can see one right here. She's holding a bunch of eggs. I think they just bred like last night. And then there's another one. So he bred with 2 females last night. So I got 2 females in here holding. And what I want to do is I want to move them to one of these little breeder boxes right here. So this is what I use. Once the females lay the eggs and pick it back up in their mouth, I put the females in here and let them hang out here for a couple weeks. I can show you guys what this actually look like. I get it at Walmart. It's called Aquarium Net Breeder by Aquaculture. They're like $2.50, super cheap. And I just buy a bunch of them as I go. But pretty much I put the females in here, let them hang out in there for about a week or 2. Once the babies are pretty much ready to be stripped, I'll strip the babies and let the babies hang out in the breeder net as well for like another week. Once the egg sacs is gone, depending on when I strip them, then I'll move the babies to a grow out tank. So that's what we're working on today. It's going to be hard trying to catch these females because I got all this rock structure in here, but I have to do it because if not, the male would just beat the females up all the time. So I got a lot of rock structure in here. So I think we got one right there. And I don't know where the other female at. She be hiding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all the females. So I gotta look closely. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, she's still holding, unless he didn't stretch her out. But we got one for sure. So we're gonna see how this goes. So I need to catch them out, put them in the breeder net, and then we'll see where we at. Also, while I'm down here, this is the rest of the fish room. I know I haven't showed you guys this. We'll do like a separate video. I go into depth with all this type of stuff. But right now, just wanted to check on my breeding group of albino bristlenoses because we got one male there currently sitting on some eggs or some babies. I seen one that got out. They still got their egg sac right now, so they're not really ready to go. But when I breed the Plecos, I don't really remove the eggs and raise them up separate. I let the parents just do their thing. And I get a lot of babies from these guys. So I got like, I think like 3 albinos in here. That's the big male. He kind of hangs out over there. Beautiful little guy though. And then we also in this tank, which is kind of like my little nursery right now. So I make these little breeder boxes. This is the same thing I just showed you, but without that mesh. I make my own mesh. I buy this from like, well, I can show you that too, because I have some right here. I buy this from like Family Dollar or Dollar Tree or something like that. They're like something you put like in your drawer. Actually, this called non-slip rug underlay. For like under your rug so it don't slip and stuff like that. So what I do is I buy that, I cut it up, and I kind of make a box around my breeder nets. And what I do is I do this for my Livebearer. So you can see in here we got one little Lima female. You can see how fat she is. So the idea behind this is how you're able to get a higher success rate with Livebearers. Is I put the female here once she's pregnant, she's able to give birth. The babies will fall through the mesh and they'll be able to just live in the tank, and then you can remove the female. I'm actually going to move her over to this aquarium because I just emptied it out and kind of reset it. So I'll probably put her in there so that way she can give birth. I can actually show you guys while we're here. I can show you guys the male. So they are a Lima Livebearer. So I can get a good shot of him. Cool little Livebearer. Not exactly sure the whole scientific name, but this is like my male tank right here. So I got a couple of male swordtails, and another one down there. So once the females is nice and fat, I kind of put all the males in here and let them just do their thing, so don't be stressing them out. And then I got 2 of the swordtail females in here. I think I just started when they went behind that sponge filter, but I had them in the breeder net, and they so smart they was able to get out. So I need to reinforce this and make it better because they didn't got out, and now they out. There you go, right there. Now they just in the tank living. So I need to get them back in there. I'm probably gonna move them over to this tank because this is the tank they was originally breeding in. But right now, it's just some like babies in here. I think I got a lot of they fry in here, which I don't see, but sure, once I feed them, they'll come out. But there's a lot of little swordtail fry in here. I'm gonna need to move them back. So just want to give you guys a look at my little nursery tank, and hopefully we can get a lot of bristlenose plecos out of that soon. But back to this, I'm finna go ahead and catch a couple of these females, get them to the breeder net, and then I'll show you guys what's going on after I do that. As you can see, we got our two females in their little breeder boxes, and now they can just relax, don't have to worry about being stressed out by the male. They can just go through a little pregnancy. Well, I guess they're not pregnant. They can go through hatching the babies without being stressed out. And then, like I said, once the babies are ready, I'll strip them right into this net, and I'll start raising the babies up in here for probably about a week or so. And then I'll move them to like a 40 breeder or just a bigger tank period so they can start growing out. Now I need to watch what he does, because now every time I move a few females out, he starts to breed with the other one. So I just need to feed him, induce him. I got some food that I use for these African cichlids that I get from one of my local breeders. I don't know what's in this food. Let me show you guys. I don't know what's in this food, but it definitely induces the breeding. I think it got like some type of hormone in it or something, but it helps the fish grow and induces breeding. I have used this with like shrimp before, and the shrimp like started going crazy. So like any fish goes crazy with that food. So we'll see what he does and see if he starts to want to have spawn with these other 3 girls tonight, and hopefully, because before I have had 5 of them holding at one time. So hopefully we can get that again, because that's probably roughly like over 100 something babies. They're really good for a while. You don't have to worry about breeding them. And I kind of turn the heat down. So what I do to get these guys to spawn like instantly is what I do. I turn the heat up super hot, and then I start feeding them. And then within a day or so, they already gonna start spawning. So super easy to get those guys going. Now I'm gonna give y'all a little tip. You see how like on these little poopettes or whatever these called, it's like a real narrow end. What I do is I bite them off. Let me see if I can focus. I bite them off so that way it's a lot rounder, and that way when you go to suck up the food, you get a lot more and it don't get stuck. Let's feed these guys. Nice. Now I don't feed like frozen food every day, because a lot of fish are like vegetarians. They're not even like real deal meat eaters, and you can really like mess up your fish digestive system by feeding them so much protein. But I still like to give protein. I also feed a lot of pellets as well. So with these guys, I feed them the same cichlid mix that I showed you, and they go crazy off of it. But every now and then, once a week or so, maybe a few times a week, I give them a little bit of brine shrimp. And I also like to feed this to like the fry, of course, because it helps them really get some nice fat bellies. So we'll get them a little bit of that, and probably I'll come back and give them some more off camera, some more pellets. Check on these swordtails down here. There's a couple fat females in here too. I need to move to little breeder boxes, but they don't look like they're ready to super pop yet. So I think I got some time. Hopefully I can get these bristlenose plecos to breed in here. I just put them in a few days ago, so they probably ain't gonna do too much just now. But with the plecos, it's super easy to get the plecos to breed. Just got to do like a nice big cold water change, induce them, feed them real good, and then they be ready to go. That's like with any fish though. Like as long as your water chemistry is right and everything is right, you can get pretty much any fish to breed. Some fish is a lot harder than others, but it just takes time. I'm gonna show you these little 2.5s I got right here. So I currently got some female guppies in here that well, it's one in each 2.5 gallons that are pregnant. So I'm hoping to get some babies out of these. These guys are notorious for eating a baby, so I had to separate them. I couldn't let these guys colony breed like I do a lot of my other guppies. We got one in here, which I need to do a water change on that because that looks horrible. We got another one down here. Come on, baby. So yeah, hopefully we get some more babies out of them because they do not do anything when they're in the tank together. hopefully we can get the stir-bys to come out. That'd be nice. Once they smell that food, that they're gonna start coming out. Cause I didn't get a chance to show them in the last video. And that's my goal, is to breed these stir-by cories. There they go. Anybody got any tips on breeding cories? I never bred cories before, but I'm super interested in trying. I'm gonna go ahead and just squirt a bunch of that down. I kind of feed this tank in this area right here, so that way I can get the fish to come out and kind of hang out right here. But eventually this whole area gonna be just full of plants. But this little mix I'm using, like brine shrimp, and it's also like I think it's like a seafood mix. So it got a bunch of different random stuff. So you see, you get some chunky pieces, and you get more of these powdery pieces, which is good for like the fry and stuff like that. Cause we definitely got some little babies in here. Look at them, some tiny little jokers. Maybe the stir-bys will come out here in a second. We'll go feed somebody else and come back, and I'm sure it'll be out. Feed these Congo tetras. So beautiful. Underrated fish, in my opinion. Super underrated. Kerbency looking good. Everybody eats. B. They ain't come out yet? Nope. Let's feed all these little tetras. I seen somebody comment like, turn this into like a super crazy tetra tank with like some more rose line. So I had probably like 100 rose line sharks, and I sold them all. Like, that's the thing about selling fish. I do not like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm a true hobbyist by heart. So it's hard for me to sell fish. It really is. And I got this one random severum in here that just won't grow. So I'm starting to think that may be a female or something, because I had some other ones that just outgrew her like tremendously. So I'm thinking that maybe a female, or just like not a good quality one. But the roseline sharks look good. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take your advice, the person who comment about adding a bunch of different type of tetras and roseline sharks and a bunch of stuff in here. Definitely going to take your advice on that. I think that'd be a cool little idea as well. But I just need to get more plants in these tanks. They just so bare bones right now. I need a plug on some plants. I got too many tanks down here that just have everything just super planted. It'll cost me thousands of dollars, low key, the way prices are nowadays. Let's feed the lake tank and Negan tank real quick. Beautiful. I love these fish right here. I'm so tempted to separate them and really like focus on breeding them. But I think I just need a few more of each type to kind of get like a nice little group going. And I think it'd be cool. But for right now, nice little community tank. Look at dude. That's a beautiful fish, bro. Like, he is stunning. I love him. Don't even know what the name is, but I love him. Very interesting tank, though. I be just sitting here looking at them. They got a lot of personality, man. A lot of personality. I think Lake Tanganyikas are probably, I don't know, bro. They might be one of my favorite cichlids, low key. Like, I think they might be shell dwellers and the rock dweller. I think they're one of my favorites for sure. Cool little tank, nothing crazy. Let's feed these guys. In the last video, I couldn't really get them to come out. So let's see if I can. I can tell they've been fighting, because look at dude's snout. Let me put some food in here. There we go. These are the Salvinis. I can't wait till these guys start growing. They're going to be beautiful. I'm going to put them in my 120-gallon tank, which is like a South American, Central American type tank. And I'll show you guys. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that tank, because I think it's worth that. But these Salvinis look good. So a couple of them are already starting to get some color. And I think I paid like $5 a piece for these. I thought that was a steal. Like, I just had to get them. I just could not leave them at the store for $5 a piece. But super cool. Can't wait till they grow up. And we'll be able to keep these guys around on the channel. Y'all can watch them grow up with me. And they're going to be some beauts when they get older. Ain't nothing like feeding the fish, man. Gotta feed the fish. Let's see if these excuse me, these cories ain't came out. There they go. That's probably about another 6 or 7 of them more though. But thing about them, all this food that's on this surface will be gone by the time they done. They don't play around. They're a super good cleanup crew. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video for you guys, show you what I'm working on down here as far as the African cichlid breeding. In the next video, I'll probably get more in depth and talk about what's going on back here. And then we'll dive into a lot more stuff. We're going to start escaping a lot of tanks, a lot of stuff I want to do. So stay tuned. The buildup is going to be crazy. There's some cool fish in that tank, this tank, that tank. There's some cool fish down here. So stay tuned. I'll tap in with y'all in the next one. I'm out of here. Hit that like button, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I appreciate all the support I get from you. I'm out of here. Look at that boy.